From the rooftops of Gotham to your review, I am Bobo, and today we are talking about the Icon Heroes Arkham Knight Bat Signal collectible light up statue. That's a mouthful right there. Now, this was a Comic-Con exclusive. I believe it's like from 2018. There were only 250 of these made, so to my chagrin, I was surprised to get a low number, and I'll show you what that low number is in a moment. But the reason for the review today is that nobody else, as the recording of this video, has one up of this product. So I figured I'd share it so you guys can see what this thing is all about, and I can give you my thoughts on it. As you can see, I have number 19 of 250. This was Comic-Con exclusive, but I was able to pick it up at Big Bad Toy Store for about 150 bucks. It's definitely cool. As you can see, it's unboxed here. It is heavy. I have one of the Extreme Dash sets pop-ups, and as you can see, the roof's starting to cave in because of the weight of this thing. It's made of polystone resin, I believe, and it's a heavy, hunky piece. It definitely feels pricey, so be careful with it. There are a couple things I want to point out about this thing though. One is the detail. You got all these rivets and things that make it look like it's a functioning bat signal. Now, of course, this is based off the video game appearances in the quote-unquote Arkhamverse from the DC Comics video game library, and it looks really good. I'm very satisfied with the aesthetic of it. That back piece comes off there. It's attached like by a magnet and some like a screw-in magnet type thing, and you got the light switch right there. And it does take 3 AAA batteries, if I'm not mistaken. It might be AA, I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's definitely a hefty piece. It's got a lot of cool pieces on it. The only downside is, I know it's a statue, but you kind of want to turn the wheel or switch the lever, and that doesn't happen with this. I understand it from a price point reason and what they were going for in terms of what it was marketed as, but you kind of want to mess with those things, and that's a bit unfortunate that they don't work. Another thing to point out before we light this bad boy up is that it feels like the head, if you will, where the light is housed, can move up and down so you can adjust it. You can't. It just kind of sort of wants to move, but it won't. If you move it too far, you will break it. So there is something to note with that. But the LED is pretty bright on this guy. As you can see, it does shine very bright, and in case there is that beautiful bat logo from the video game, it looks very, very cool. Once again, the aesthetic of it is really what makes this thing shine, no pun intended. But I will say it is a bit hard to get that signal to fit perfectly like how you would want it. Part of that is because the lamp itself doesn't really move at all, but at the same time, it is meant to be a statue, so I can't ding it too much, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I'm pretty sure I basically did. But it is bright, it looks cool, and I definitely dig the design. The paint on it's done very well. It is a bright light. Now, when I get into the comparison outside, you'll just see how bright it is compared to some other bat signals out there. And as you can see, we have our third-party Nolanverse bat signal here, and then we have the Icon Heroes bat signal, and then we have the Mezco bat signal. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let these shine up against a wall so you can see how bright each one is, and we'll just go through each signal. So I think I'm going to start it off with the Arkham signal. As you can see, this is the back wall of my house. Very bright, no issues. I do have a lighting source facing the camera so we could capture this a little bit better, but it's still pretty bright, and I think I end up adjusting it a little bit so you can see it a little more. As you can see, it's a little grainy. It is definitely bright, there's no denying that, but you have to shine it up properly to get it to work. And then right here we have the Mezco 112 Jim Gordon bat signal, which is a lot brighter. The LEDs are brighter, the head is more adjustable. That may be a better option for you if you're looking for something like that and you're not just looking for aesthetic. Tracking down that thing, I think separately on eBay, it's like 90 bucks. So it all depends on your price budget. And then we got the Nolanverse bat signal here, shining on the ground and up there. It wasn't nearly as bright. Overall, I think Icon Heroes did a really good job with this thing. It is what it says it is, if that makes any sense. And I think if you're purchasing it for that, you'll enjoy it. So hopefully this review helps you. Hope you like the Crusader pool list. Thank you so much for stopping by. Check out some of the people who make this show possible. I, of course, will have a slideshow at the end. And until next time, great googly moogly.